Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another video, and I've got a fun one today. Pretty random, but very fun. It will be fun. I did already open all these and look at these, just so you guys know. That's why. So when Jay watches this, he's gonna be like, "I didn't pack it like that," because he's a OCD guy when it comes to the quality of his packing, which is good, But anyway, all this stuff came from my buddy Jay. Stuff I've either purchased from him or was a gift from him. A lot of it was purchased. And I got a big box from him yesterday, and I just picked out some stuff from it to show in one video, because otherwise I'd be sitting on this stuff forever and you guys would never see it. So we've got some loose cars, we've got some Malibu, we've got an American Graffiti car there, that's a Motor Max, and we got a weird Hot Wheel pack with a kind of a desirable Toyota MR2 in it. So random stuff, right? I love random stuff. So we are going to take a look at some loose cars. We're going to start with those. So first out is this guy right here. This is a Johnny Lightning Superbird, and I believe this is from a Projects in Progress series. I don't know when this exact one came out. I am not certain on it, but I love the Project in Progress series or sub-series in the Street Freaks line from Johnny Lightning. They are fantastic. I like a weathered car. I'm a big fan of that. This one's got an opening hood. You can see the engine in there. Hood shuts nicely. It's a pretty solid little casting. I like it quite a bit. So pretty awesome, you know, basic details. And again, I don't know when this came out. I'm not certain. There's probably that code maybe says something. I don't know. Or maybe you can tell. It's got a plastic base, which makes me think it's from like the red, you know, the little red cards, if you remember those from back in the day, and I've shown them on this channel quite a few times. But here's a Johnny Lightning. I think we got a few Johnny Lightnings in the loose cars, and this is a really cool one to add to my Johnny Lightning collection. Love it. Thank you very much. And he sold these to me. A lot of this stuff, man, he sold me for just such a sweetheart deal. And he always ships to me for free, which I kind of feel bad about. I'm like, dude, I mean, I probably should be paying you for shipping, but we can talk about that. All right, so GTO right here. This is another Johnny Lightning Pontiac GTO. I think this is, what, a 65? Yep, 65. Copyright date 2003 on the casting. It gives you an idea how old the tooling is. We always like to look at that. I collect all the GTO castings from Johnny Lightning, so anyone that I don't have, I try to go after and get. I'm going to have to double check to see if I had this one or not, because I don't remember if I do. I'm sure I checked it before I told him I wanted it, so I would assume I needed it, but, you know, assuming things and all of that. All right, anyway, really nice, just basic details on this one. They make a lot of GTOs in Johnny Lightning, and they're all pretty awesome. So castings I collect, indeed. Love this one. Fantastic. We'll set it right next to the other Johnny Lightning. And then we got another Johnny Lightning. This one is also a GTO. This one, however, is this the one? No. So this casting is older, I think, than that other one. This one, yeah, 1998, and it is a 67 GTO. This one's got a metal body, metal base, rubber tires, of course, with wheels, rubber tires with tread. This one has plastic tires, by the way. The other one has rubber, in case I didn't mention that. GTO, this is a more recent release, which you can tell by the date on the bottom, which this is a more modern round 2 release. So this was produced somewhere around July 27th of 2022. So it's a little bit more recent of release. I think I was missing this one and I needed it, so I ended up snagging it from him. At least I'm pretty sure I was missing it. And again, I'm going to have to do some double checking, but pretty cool. Definitely neat there. All right, what's next? Let's look at, I want to see if there's any other Johnny Lightnings. I don't remember if there are. Well, let's open this thing then. I'm not sure that there's any other loose Johnnies. Let's go ahead and unwrap this guy. This is a Porsche, of course. And they believe, is this a Siku? Yeah, it's a Siku. Here you go. So Siku, Porsche 911 Carrera. So Siku are typically not 1/64 scale. They're larger than 1/64 scale. They're really meant to be like a quality toy more than they are a collectible model. That's really what Siku skews towards. There's a lot of cool Siku stuff. Like if you look, anywhere for Siku, you can see they make so many cool things. Like so many cool things that would be fun, if you were a kid to play with, and even an adult to play with. But yeah, they make a lot of cool stuff. Not just cars. They make like cranes and all sorts of really cool stuff, and it just feels like kind of a high quality toy. So it has opening doors, which I'm not a huge fan of in 1/64. I really don't need an opening door. I'd rather have an opening hood. That's like the one opening part I think that really adds value. And the doors always, if you play with them too much, they're usually pretty easy to break. This one's got a little like spring system or whatever in it. And this door already kind of feels like it's on its last leg, so we're not going to play with that too much more. No suspension. I think some of the Siku models may have some suspension to them, but overall, it's a Porsche. It's kind of 1/64 scale. I have a few Siku in my collection. I dig them all, and I don't know. Again, the brand's got charm, and that's why sometimes it's fun to collect those. All right. Next is one that I was really excited about. This is a Porsche as well, and I think I grabbed 2 of them from him because he had 2 extras. And to be honest, the only reason why I grabbed 2 because I wasn't sure what quality they were in the pictures. I wasn't really quite sure about them. But I don't mind having duplicates of Tomica. So these are Tomica pocket cars from back in the day. Copyright date on the bottom of this is 1976. I don't know when these were actually released, but again, that gives you an idea of, possibly when the tooling was created. These have suspension and opening doors. Again, the opening doors I don't really care about. This one's pretty dusty on the inside. This one is actually super clean. We're keeping both of them, though, because, I have problems called hoarding. The stickers, actually, and these are sticker. This is the 7 on the side here is actually a sticker. It's not a, printed tampo or anything like that. The top is, but the side is a sticker. They did a lot better job on that car getting the sticker straight than this one. On this particular door here. I don't know how easy that would be to remove and re-affix, but not doing it because for risk of ripping the sticker, obviously. This one, though, has like a little bit of a, I don't know what that is there on the corner there. So neither are perfect, and that's okay. These are old. So we could probably make a best of out of the 2 models. Who knows? But I actually have one of these in really, really rough shape as well. So, and we're going to keep them all because, like I said, I'm a sucker for these old Tomicas. I think they're quite awesome. So, love those. Think they're great. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's in this one. All right, this one, we've got a Porsche. Sporty shifter, actually, from Kenner. Kenner products in Ohio. Look at that. Made in Macau. Sporty shifter. This is supposed to be like a Porsche, like a 935, right? I believe is what this is sort of attempting to be. These diecast cars have some charm. Anything made by this Kenner, they made some wild fantasy castings and stuff too. Just really cool. And I didn't realize this is Gulf livery. Look at that. I'm sure it's not like a licensed thing. But Kenner, I don't even know when these came out at all. This one has 1981 as the date on the bottom. Again, that really doesn't tell you. But it rolls so smooth. This thing has to scream down a downhill track. It's got the just a little ridge that the wheel would ride on. I mean, this thing, and it's smooth rolling. It's got a little bit of suspension. I mean, this is a really cool little piece. Definitely digging that. That is really cool. Let's go ahead and open up the next one. Get the next one out of the bag, I should say. This, we've got another Tomica. And check that out, another Porsche. And one in Martini livery. And again, these are stickers on this. So stickers is just about the worst thing. The worst thing that you could use on a diecast for like printing, because obviously eventually they age and they dry out and they, you know, it's very hard for it to stand the test of time. This one is in pretty fair condition. You know, we've got some chips and stuff all over it, but this will be a nice placeholder in the event that I ever get a one that's in perfect shape. I don't normally collect like play-worn vehicles, with the exception of like this brand in particular, or something that's like really old and weird. So normally I don't, like Hot Wheels and Matchbox, I don't really collect things that are like super play worn or anything like that, unless it's like a really rare one. But these things that are like weird, different brands and that stuff, I definitely, I'm into those and I collect those. I think they're really cool. So this is a really neat little addition to the collection. This Porsche Turbo, so wide body. Look at that wing. The wing is like almost a hard rubber. It's what it feels like. It's plastic, but it kind of has a hard rubber kind of feel to it. Opening doors on this one, again, probably only open these one time, and that'll be this time on camera, and that's it. Just to check and see that they work, and that's it. Suspension, really cool models. Love those. All right, last little bag of Lucy's before we crack into the other stuff. We've got another Porsche. As you can tell, Jay is a Porsche collector. That's why he ends up with duplicates of stuff. And then I benefit from that, of course. This is a Porsche 928. This is a Yatming. So again, I don't normally collect play-worn stuff, but this being a Yatming and old, I just don't see them very often, so we scooped it up. I don't know, maybe it is easy to find, no idea. If I ever get one in mint condition, I may still hang on to this one. But very cool, kind of root beer color, Porsche 928. Rolls good, it's got suspension. A lot of the older diecast models had suspension. I think that's one of the cooler features in a little car. Domed rivet, so it's old. You can tell it's old. Made in Thailand. I don't know when this was put out, but I would imagine, you know, early 80s at the latest. But I could totally be wrong. So I don't know the history of all these odd brands. All right, last car in our little loose collection here, and another Porsche. And this thing is pretty rad. So this has got a mobile livery, and no idea what this is. Made in China, not really sure. No idea what brand it is. I saw it though, and I had to have it, and he had two of them. So we went ahead and scooped it. Pretty cool, right? What does that say on the side? Something Life. Almost says like Van Life on the side. Van Life Racing Sport Team. That's not what it says, but that's what it almost looks like it says. Anyway, this is really neat. Cool. I have no idea what it is. Except for that it's a Porsche, and it's got that on it. All right. Let's open up this other stuff. We're going to start with the 1940 Ford Sedan Delivery, American Graffiti Edition. This is a Motormax casting. I actually didn't have this casting in my collection from Motormax, and I've got quite a few Motormax, so I had to snag this one up, of course. So this is in the Motormax American Graffiti line, which is, they're decent. They just have American Graffiti written on the side, which is not really typically my cup of tea, but just to get an example of this casting, it's worth it. These came out, or this one in particular, looking for a copyright date on the back of the packaging. Looks like around 2007. Not as old as I thought, but Here's the casting. It's got a plastic base. Yeah, plastic base. It is a 40 Ford sedan delivery. Rubber tires. Metal body. No moving parts on this one. And pretty basic for the Motor Max. Some of the Motor Max castings are a lot more elaborate than this particular one. But cool to add this one to the collection. And I am glad to have it. Kind of neat. Yeah, pretty cool. Just cool to get it and add it to the Motor Max. I've got quite a big Motor Max collection, so one of these days we'll have to take a look at it together. All right, Malibu Diecast. We got a VW New Beetle Cabrio, and if you're not familiar with Malibu International, they put out a few things in 1/64 scale. They put out a lot more though in 1/87 scale. So they really were more into that. These castings are such a crapshoot as to what you're going to get. You could get rubber tires. You could get inserted or lensed headlights or taillights. You could get plastic tires. You could get painted headlights and taillights. You can get ones that have really a ton of detail and they look great, and some that don't look as good. And it's just, they're just all over the place with the way their toolings are. And some of their toolings were used by Greenlight early in the day. This one might even have been if they ever released this in their Motor World lineup. I'm not sure. But anyway, they're all over the place, right? Just nothing is standard. So kind of neat to get these and look at them. And eventually we'll show you the whole collection that I have of those. It will be fun. Fun to look at. So I've got quite a few of them, and I still kind of chip away and pick them up here and there when I find ones that I don't have. But this one's painted headlights, painted taillights, plastic base, plastic wheels. So as basic as it gets. The interior does look to be pretty well detailed from molding perspective. Obviously no additional details in paint or anything like that. But it looks pretty good and not bad. So the only thing I don't like is they put that big knob on the bottom where the screw goes into the base on all these. That looks a little weird. This one, I'm pretty sure I already have this car, but we're going to open it up anyway. And again, if I end up with duplicates of some of this stuff, it's not something that's going to disappoint me. Eventually, I will call out the ones that are duplicates and possibly get rid of them. But until that day, which is probably sometime far, far away, this is what we got. So painted details up front. This one again, painted details in the back, and plastic tires again on this one. So I know I said they weren't standard, but I think the three that we're looking at today are all basically that. Cool little BMW though. Nice color blue, you know, just simple silver for headlights, so not crazy detailed there. It's too bad I don't have one of their castings here, out here today to show you what their like more premium looking ones look like, because there are some really cool ones. I mean, and it's not that this isn't cool. This is a good version of this car, and I'm not upset about it. I think it looks pretty awesome. So glad to add, I guess, probably another one to the collection. I think I already have this one, but maybe not. And then we got a VW Touareg in this copper color. I think I've got one of these in the collection. I know this was used, I'm pretty sure this was used in Greenlight Motor World. And I think I've got one, and I don't know. I always mix this one up with the Porsche SUV thing. So, and I know that they did both. Malibu did. And I don't know which ones actually came out as a Greenlight. I'm pretty sure I have a version of this tooling in my collection somewhere, but not this color. Oh, we got a little damage in the grill there. A little tampo action. Unfortunately, that's okay. Not a big deal. And some details on the back too. So again, this one's another one that's very basic. Plastic base, plastic wheels, painted details. And again, too bad I don't have one of the more premium looking ones available right in front of me where I can grab it and we can take a look. But that'll be another video when we take a look at the whole line of this stuff that I've got. And I've got quite a big collection of them. Kind of an odd collection to have a lot of those, but I have an odd collection. All right. Lastly, we've got this Cool Toys Racing Pack. Okay, and the only reason why we got that, obviously not for the truck. We got this for the Toyota MR2. So, by the way, this has a 2-year limited warranty on it to the original purchaser, which is definitely not me. These came out, we're going to say, based on the back of the packaging, 2 years, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't really say. And I don't really know what the relationship of Cool Toys was. Oh, 2000 Target brands. Interesting. So these came out, obviously, in Target stores, I would assume, around the year 2000. Okay, that's newer than I thought, considering the fact it's 25 years old, but still newer than I thought. All right, so we get fuel truck. Okay. I mean, someone wants to do like a custom with this. You could probably do something pretty cool and wild with it. I bet you can make this look really cool. Like Mad Max style custom with this truck. I mean, it looks goofy right now, right? Because it's all plasticky looking and it's got, you know, bright orange and then the blue. But someone could do something, I bet you, super cool with this truck. I bet you. So, and then this truck is, looks all right. This one's got a fold down back. You could drive the car right up in it. It is nitro fuel. Highly flammable. Probably not as easy to make this one look cool, but there's that truck. And then, of course, the car that we wanted, which is this guy right here. So here is your nitro fuel Toyota MR2. Real basic, but I collect this casting and didn't have this one, so we had to get it. And that's my story on that one. There's not really much else. It's kind of a cool old casting from Hot Wheels. I like it. I've had a bunch of them, and I've got a bunch of different ones, and didn't have this one, so we needed that Cool Toys one, which is pretty awesome. It's not a cheap piece to get, actually, but sometimes you gotta pay out a little bit just to get something cool and old and weird and somewhat rare. So that's it. All right, what's your favorite model here? Honestly, I really like this cheap Porsche. I think this looks so awesome, but hard not to say it's the Tomicas, because these are just so cool. So I'm really liking those. But again, thank you, Jay, for offering up your duplicates to me to purchase at a very, very reasonable price. I really do appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for watching this video, all that good jazz. And y'all have a great day. And we'll see you in the next one. This will be in the playlist Vintage Older Secondhand Haul, which is where I put all this kind of weird stuff. So you can check that stuff out and enjoy it. Thank you. Bye for now.